nothing else. This is where legends have been made. Guys like Cody Garbrandt, girls like Jessica Ai, UFC legends like Stipe Miocic, they've all fought here in this same venue. And we just kind of get to witness the next coming of maybe one of those guys as we start off with a nice exchange.
It's certainly a hallowed grounds, and you like to see all the athletes so far tonight have lived up to it. They put on a good show. I think I do this every time, but shout out Scott Corbin for doing an excellent job matching up these fights. And we see KO with the one.
Yeah.
Offensive with the clinch here.
I like it.
Looking for an elbow on the break here.
Great little leg sweep there by Rob. This is going to take top mount.
A good one to step through there. Got a little trip. And now he's in guard. Let's see. One thing in the last fight, a big reason that KO was able to win was a fatigue issue from his opponent. We don't expect to see that out of Gidron.
No. I think I alluded to too. KO said it was his best camp, so we're going to see that cardio tested this time around too. No, I don't think anybody expected it to be a ground fight within the first minute.
Yeah, Gidron got after it a little bit quicker than I thought. You know, he led with some punches to close the distance, and I noticed from watching his other fights that, you know, he did have strong wrestling, strong on top, and he's looking to establish that and cause a little more damage than in some of his previous fights.
Brandon, kind of talk about being able to fight off a bigger guy on top when they're really like adding that extra pressure.
Well, in this particular scenario, there's not a whole lot of weight going forward, which helps KO. But if Gidron can get onto his toes, he's got one leg up, but if he can really push into him, he should be able to get off more power with his ground and pound, as you see he's doing here. And it puts KO in a really bad spot because the cage is behind him. He has nowhere to go. Really loaded up with an elbow there. Didn't seem to do a whole lot.
Good attempt there.
But that's the advantage that you have, one, with the pro rule set, and two, being able to posture up like that.
From our angle here, you just see how long the Silverback is. He's really just his stance is adding so much applied pressure.
Yeah, he's keeping his hips wide, which makes it very difficult for KO to open his hips up and mount any sort of defense, any sweeps, transitions that he'd be able to start because of the base that Gidron has.
Now, as stuck as KO is, I would like to see maybe a little more offense out of Robin. We did there with a 1-2, but
I like that he's choosing to use those elbows rather than the punches. So, punch get through the guard there. Doing a good job hand fighting, controlling those wrists, and trying to kind of punch through them. And it looks like one of those elbows did
landed
cut the hairline.
big. Yeah, he's blading hard. And Gidron's just so strong. Look at that.
A couple extra punches here.
Minute 26 left in the round.
Yeah, and we've seen the guard close this entire round from KO. He has not made any attempt to open those legs up and try to work any sort of sweep. And the first time he does, Gidron's hip to it. He controls his leg with his hand. And get an ankle control, which you don't see very often, but kept him from keeping, it kept him to keep that position.
KO slowly starting to work his shoulders up against the cage. Maybe you want to see him let go of that triangle and try to put his feet down and build up to his base.
Yeah, he needs to be getting his weight directly upward. Try to, you know, sort of crawl his back up that wall. He needs to do that by pressing down with his feet and getting that energy going.
Just a little too comfortable there. That's all it is. Despite the big shot landed.
You would think from a guy with, 6'4", fights, he'd have a little more urgency with the takedown coming so early.
Mm-hmm.
But, there is 10 more minutes to work, and maybe he's, last fight it certainly worked for him to not expend as much energy getting up to his feet and taking advantage of when the fight was in a neutral position.
I like the game plan coming out of KO early.
Board with their athletes.
Again, Robert Gidron in the blue, KO Butler in the red. His Silverback throws a nice little leg kick, and he's going to switch stands.
He was really
off
close.
him.
Yeah, he was really close to that high kick, and that dropped. A right high kick is what dropped KO a couple fights ago against Tussle Connor. So maybe he saw that in tape and noticed that he kind of keeps his lead hand a little low, like we saw from Nick Walls earlier.
Then KO just bringing it into the cage, looking for the takedown attempt.
Yeah, I'm curious as to, we talked at length before the fight about the grappling advantage was probably Gidron's side, at least in terms of who would be taking the fight there. But KO maybe trying to wear on him. Both guys very large in stature, but might be a little more weight on KO's side. Oh, good snap
Nice
down
snap.
there. And he chained it going right back to the legs.
What's different about this round compared to the last is KO was stuck in the blue corner. His opponent's last round this time kind of stuck right next to his corner.
Yeah, and so he's getting good direction, and hopefully they're telling him that, yeah, he's still got his hips under him, so get that.
Stand up.
Get it going upward.
It's going to be a big double leg right back into the blue corner by Robert the Silverback Gidron. And he's going to unload some shots, too.
Good.
Just shows the power to carry a big guy like KO across the cage.
Yeah, and it was really good to keep that double leg and to have the presence of mind, like you said. It was an advantage that KO was in his corner, and he took that advantage away pretty quickly.
Ground and pound a little more dominant this time around, and he's going to get a submission attempt here.
Forearms under the chin. It's only a matter of time. And he got it.
Robert the Silverback Gidron.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Brent Pollock calls a stop to the action at 1 minute and 56 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by rear naked choke submission.